Alright everybody, just want to shoot a little update here. Butterbean was in the center cave there for a minute. I didn't even realize that before I started shooting some video here. I did add a few more guppies today. I went over to the big chain pet store and I bought a couple more. This one's really not coming out on video, at least on the screen on my camera here. It doesn't look like his colors are coming out. Looks like it's just sort of washing out. I put 4 more in here. I just really like guppies, and this is such a large tank that I've got plenty of room for them. I've got all males in here, so I don't have to worry about breeding. It is a brackish tank, so if they had any kind of ick or external parasites or anything like that, the salt in the water will take care of that, so I'm not too worried about quarantining them. I will be keeping a close eye on the tank, since I did add them pretty much directly from the fish store. And I don't even know where the rest of them are. I guess they're up in the back corner there. They are. They're all swimming around up here in the top front corner. So I got a few little pieces of floating vegetation in there. And this tank is going to start growing in, filling in a lot more nicely as time goes on. So that is not what I wanted to shoot the video about. What I wanted to shoot the video about is the work I'm going to be doing in here over the next, I don't know, half an hour or so, something like that. First, let me go ahead and flip the overhead light on. Recently, I had issues with Butterbean pasting the glass in here, and a lot of people pointed out his reflection in the glass and suggested that that was what was causing him to pace. If I could get this out of this bag one-handed. I usually cover the backs of my tanks with cloth anyway, and then of course a lot of you realize I cover the tops of my tank with cloth as well. So what I did in the meantime was I just took a little piece of cloth and hung it over here on the end just to see if that made any kind of a difference, and it did. I don't know, it didn't really. He wasn't as startled when I walked into the room, you know, just coming straight past here with me walking past the tank like that, it would startle him. And then of course once I put that cloth there and blacked out that view, he wasn't quite so startled as I walked into the room. As far as pasting the glass, that didn't really seem to make that big of a difference. But I did go out today. I got my purple fabric that I like. I got 5 yards of it, which doesn't sound like a lot, but it sure looked like a lot once they unfolded it all and got it all cut up. And here is the price tag for that. That's less than $15. There you go, $14.85. So I'm going to start working on getting a piece cut that will go around 3 sides of it on the back, and I'll get that taped on. And I'm literally, that's all I do is I use duct tape and I just tape it around the top. I'll put a piece of tape here, you know, one on the corner, one on this back corner, and then one here, and that's it. I just tape it and hang it, and I'll trim it to length so that it, you know, it only hangs down to where the bottom of the tank is, kind of like a curtain. I don't tape the bottom or anything. I don't draw it tight. I just let it hang. And then I'll cut a piece that covers the top of it. In fact, I have a piece over here on this tank that's not wide enough. It doesn't cover across, so I'll probably just use that on this tank, and then I'll be able to cut a large enough piece to go on this tank. So I'll be working on those things, and then while I'm doing that, I will be allowing this tank to drain, because I'm going to do a nice big fat water change on this tank tonight. I'm probably going to get in there and wipe the glass down, and I may even do a filter change. I really need to. I recently was neglecting the filter on my T-bar tank, and I wound up having an explosion of detritus worms. So that really ought to be a lesson for me to keep on top of these filters. So the fact that I'm saying it really needs to be changed, you know, I really need to get in there and do that. However, I'm going to be doing other things while the tank's draining. I'm going to be getting these pieces of cloth cut and the tanks, you know, cleaned up and so on and so forth. So we'll see what happens. And I'm not going to bother doing before and after and video and all that kind of stuff. Right now, I'm still just kind of in the process of trying to get on top of everything and get caught up. So I wanted to just shoot a little bit of video letting you know what's going on and a little bit of behind the scenes look. If you notice the big blank spot right there, I am still cleaning up the tank. I need to move the stand over. I don't want to lower the camera anymore because I've got stuff in the quarantine tank I don't want you to see. But I need to move the stand over. I've got a piece of wood that's 30 inches long that will accommodate the 20 long. So once I get all that done and ready, it won't be much more of an issue to just simply make an adjustment to where that stand is and then put that tank up, and then I can start setting up my red-clawed crab tank that is currently still sitting right there. That's actually an up and running tank sitting underneath that pile of stuff right there. So once I get that out of the middle of the room, I'll really feel like I've gotten the room back to normal a lot more. If we look over here at my 29 miscellaneous, look at all this crud on the glass. This is like the one tank I never do anything to because it just stays clean all the time. So if I'm getting that much growth and crud on the glass, I must really be neglecting this tank something fierce. Maybe I should start keeping my eye out to see if the rubber lip pleco in there has not passed away or something. I'll have to actually keep my eyes on that now that I'm thinking about it, because he always kept his tank really clean before. I'm assuming it's just because I've let it get more nutrient bound than normal. That tank probably always has a bunch of nitrates in it to begin with, but it's been kind of slacking because, well, you know, it's kind of a pain in the butt on water changes on that when you got to bring the hose in and around another tank, and I keep telling myself, oh, it'll just be another few days, and, you know, so on and so forth. So we're coming around the bend. Hopefully it'll be very soon. We will get there, and then once we're done all that, we'll be able to actually start getting in here and clearing out some of the vast bush that is growing in there, and we'll be able to actually see into the tank a little more, because I do have a lot of fish in that tank, believe it or not. You just can't see them through the bush. Anyway, make sure you're subscribed. That way you won't miss any of the stuff I got coming up and any of the updates on any of these tanks I've been working on. And you don't want to miss any of them because they'll all be good stuff. So thanks again for watching this one. This one here is my gourami tank. You can look forward to some updates on that real soon. Thanks again for watching. I'll see you real soon in the next one.